Hey everybody, this is Street Monk. Today I want to talk about the UN and its position in the world. And UN, as you know, it stands for the United Nations. And supposedly there's a body, some kind of official body that is worldwide. And of course it tries to bring not only peace to the world, but tries to unite it. Unfortunately, what I'm finding is that they're not uniting, they're going to be dividing. I mean, they want to eventually destroy all nations and its societies and its cultures and try to come up with one society, one culture, and it's going to be a godless culture, godless society. So it's going in the wrong direction, and I'm going to bring up a couple of things that they're pushing for. And so just bear with me. I'm going to go through my list. Quite a lot of things, and it's all sounds like communism. It is communism. Destruction of all countries as we know it, and the bringing about of communism as a whole. And like my previous videos, I talked about communism, Islam being together in this unifying factors. So anyways, let's see now. That's where we go. There's actually like councils and stuff that they formulate so they could talk about all this. And basically it's promoting a political and economic project called the New World Order. So they are pushing for the New World Order, the One World Government. And it's some kind of title of this post titled New World UN Agenda. They call it a 2130. And I believe, if I remember right, 2030 is the day they expect all nations to have cooperated with this one world government. And we're falling behind the United States because we're fighting this. So let's see what their mission goals are. One world government, of course. One world cashier's currency. So they're going to want to take control of our currency. One world central bank. There you go. And you have to go through them if you want any money. One world military. Pretty scary. Can't rise up or complain or whine because they'll bring soldiers to your house, if you have a house. Let's see. The end of national sovereignty. The end of all privately owned property. So you won't own anything. You will not own a house. You will not own a car. At some point in time, they also want to take away your child. You're not going to be able to own your own kids, so to speak. And I'll bring it up a little bit. Yeah, let's see where else. The end of the family unit, destroying the family. That's how they're going to go about doing this. I mean, you get rid of the nucleus, the family. You leave everybody vulnerable to the government, and also you leave them vulnerable to. You can also like break up. Like a team effort if you wanted to ever go against the government, because, family is the first thing you got. Okay, so you're get rid of the family unit, so that means that they're going to go after population control, and population density. Sounds like a little bit like China, doesn't it? And they're gonna try to sort out people, put people in certain places, certain people in this area of society, then boom, boom, boom. A lot of division, separating people, I guess, divide and conquer, I guess. Good between bad. If you're against the government, they'll put you probably in one section of society. If you're for it, communism, they'll set you in another area. Mandatory multiple vaccines. Won't comment too much on it. You always seem to get in trouble. But they're pushing that, and we're already experiencing that. Okay. Universal basic income, which at some point I'm sure they will take away from you if you don't behave accordingly. And let's see, microchip society of purchasing, travel, tracking, controlling, implementation. And that's going to be a worldwide thing. I believe Sweden, I read this recently, Sweden has already turned over their population to microchipping in between the webs of their fingers, right in here, injecting a little small rice-sized microchip that has all their information. So there's going to be a point in time where you're going to all information is going to be there. Your history, your general history, your health history, and all the tracking information. It's going to be all in that chip. So if you cooperate with the government, empower at that time, you'll do fine. They'll have you pretty much all well controlled. If you go to defy them in any way, they'll find you. And who knows what else they would do to you. Look at China and Russia and North Korea, just to get an idea. And like I said, they're tracking you wherever you go, just controlling everything. You know, at one point in time, like I said, you're not going to own anything. Let's see, I think it's coming up. Okay. Yeah, it's coming up. I'll get to it in a little bit. Let's see what else. It's a social credit system. So like I said, I think they keep track. They have all that information in their. You'll have to be carrying it with you on your hands. It's like you'll be swiping everywhere you go. And the tracking system, of course, will monitor you from a distance. I'm hearing that in China, that China is humongous, maybe about 5-10 times bigger than the United States. They could track anybody within 5 minutes if they want to. I'm sure there's some kind of GPS tracking system they use. And they're also going to wanting to GPS everything, including, not GPS, but track everything, even your appliances. So pretty severe stuff. Okay. It's also called the UN's 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. And that, I think it was that was a big meeting in 1992 that talked about this one world government. So it's been in the minds of governments for a long time, over about 20, 30 years now. Okay. Since I broke that direction, UN's Agenda 21, it's a global plan. It's also known as the UNNWO, which is its acronym. Okay, now we're going back to your appliances. Everything's going to be all hooked up. It's going to have the information, and it's going to go directly to the government via the internet. The government's going to raise your children. They want to raise your children. And that's kind of what they're doing now. You know, when they're controlling everything. They're controlling the teachers' union. They're controlling the media. They're controlling what the kids watch. And like I said, they're in schools. I mean, they're even this critical race theory. They're already teaching in kids and 5-6-year-old. So they're hard at work right now, and they've infiltrated a grand part of our society, and it's been planned that way too. You know, I'm going to go by later talking about Saul Alinsky and his plan, and he's a big name to want to follow. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, they're going to raise our children, right? And then the governments are going to they're going to control schools, colleges, and universities. I think I mentioned that. All businesses owned by the government. So, they give you the wages, they set the wages, and whether they like you or not, you work. Whether they don't like you, you won't work. Restrictions of non-essential travel. They'll tell you when and if you can travel. Human beings being concentrated into human settlements, zones, and cities. I think I mentioned that before. End of irrigation. So they have full control over farms. End of private farms and grazing livestock. End of single-family homes. That means your cars as well. Every way, they're going to control the way you travel. You're not going to own your own car. Everything's going to run like, you have these solo driving cars. They're going to probably use those, and then you just sign up, I guess, and if you're okay with the government, they'll let you travel. If they don't, you won't be able to travel at all. You'll have to stay home, which is not your home. So they got a good lock on you. They have a good control of you. Let's see. The end of single-family homes. Restrict land uses that serves human needs. And they want to ban on natural, non-synthetic drugs and naturopathic allopathic medicines, something to pump you up with synthetic stuff, which of course will kill you, like pumping plastic into your blood. You know, it's not supposed to be there. So anyways, that's pretty much it. The One World Government, spoke about it before. It's alive and it's well. You've seen it in their cities, through censoring, through facial coverings, through everything. It's you know. Then we have the Socialist Democrats that I've spoken about before that are allowing all this to happen, are pushing for it. And let's see what else. Yeah, it's pretty scary times. Black Lives Matter, so totally socialist. Antifa, totally socialist. You know, it's even crept into our church, which I'm going to talk about in another video. So yes, this One World Government, New World Order, bring back better. Those are words you hear. And they're alive and well. And scary times, my friend. We have to fight a big monster. Keep up your prayers. And be alert of what's going on around you, if you can. Go to your council members, your senators, and all them, and just fight. Let's not stop fighting. Let's continue to fight. You know, for our freedoms. We have it wonderful here in the United States. I mean, we're like the #1 place in the world. We got to protect it. We could lose it as you can see, we're losing it right now. We're losing the battle, I think. So we need to push it up, bring out all those good, strong Christians, and also those who are fearful of God. Let's get them all together, united, and let's fight this. Even those who don't go to church, fight it, because a lot of these things, they want to destroy your family. So we all seem to want families. So let's protect our nation against the evil one, and keep praying, and we'll talk later. Adios.